Yo, what's up? I'ma kick it with the line, y'all know. Yo, Slim, can I kick it like this? Here we go. Well, it's time to make that change. People of the world today are fading. All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around. What we need is a little bit of love, sent by one from heaven up above. Chicken for tea is simple and plain. This ain't no game, you know what I'm saying? What? Yep, yep.
Hello, I'm Tommy Meeks, and I would like to welcome you to another edition of It's Time for a Change. To my left, the far left, Pete Frederick has worked with me at Federal Express before I retired. Luckily, I'm out of there. And I always talk to Pete about getting him on the show, talking about his band, Whiskey Train. And in the years since, I've met Steve Lindsay over the phone, over the computer, and I decided you guys got a new CD out. Let you get on to tell people your style of music, and we might play a little of it at the end of the show. Let people know about Whiskey Train. I see you guys listed in the paper a lot when I go through, you know, the articles of where the bands are playing at. Steve, tell me, what is this Whiskey Train?
Well, first of all, we're an all-original rock and roll band. I guess would be the umbrella statement. Mm-hmm. Blues influenced predominantly, but we do tend to kind of fall all over the map. Mm-hmm. I know I had a friend recently who had come to see us at our CD release show mentioned that we're kind of like an original tribute band, so to speak, where a lot of our styles hit a certain type of genre, you know, so on and so forth. And I know, as far as when we write, I know for myself personally, try not to stay within a box, you know, and stick to a certain style or genre. I guess the way I've always looked at it is we're songwriters first and foremost. So if it fits a certain style and it may not fit what we think we are, we'll still attempt it anyway. So
that's cool. I mean, Pete, you know, when you first moved down, you transferred in from Chicago here to our station, and I don't know how long it took for you to start getting involved in your music again. When you first came here, you didn't have a band, did you?
I still had some of the old band from Chicago when I moved to Belvedere.
Right.
But they got sick and tired of driving.
Driving all the way up here.
So I actually got on the internet, and there's a Match.com for musicians.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I found Steve. And he's got a great story about the first time we met. I should probably let him tell it. But that's how we met, and we started writing songs together. And piece by piece, and many, many numerous other members that seem to come and go. It's been almost, what, 3 years now?
Yep.
How many members are in the band?
We've got 5 now.
5 guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, if you had to say who you guys sound like, because I got a CD over there, I'm going to put it in when I get ready to leave. I'll be honest. A couple times you invited me to some shows and some other things came up. I never made it. But I love all types of music. I mean, I flat out do. Yeah. Well, I tell people this story. When I went to college, I hadn't got into a lot of, you know, rock music and stuff like that, like Led Zeppelin and things like Bachman Turner Overdrive. And some of my roommates were from the South Side of Chicago, some white guys that I knew, some good friends. And, you know, they used to come in the room and they throw on their music and I throw on mine. I got to the point I said, man, this Loggins and Messina, that's pretty good. I like this Bachman Turner Overdrive. I started opening my mind up to all types of music, and to this day, I listen to all kinds, country, rock, the whole shebang.
Well, a lot of people think we're country because of the name Whiskey Train. And there is a little country in there. There's some acoustic guitar in there, but we are definitely not a country band.
Steve, if you had to say who, if they came to see you guys, who would they think you guys sound like?
It's always a loaded question, and I always personally hate comparing ourselves to anybody out there that's big, because by no means do I have any thoughts of grandeur, but we tend to hear Black Crowes-esque, kind of that southern rock.
Leonard Skinner.
Skinner-ish, yeah. And even at that, I don't even know how much we would even sound like that, but as far as feedback goes, that's kind of what we tend to get. So
we don't tend to be put in a box.
Yeah,
like Steve said earlier, we pretty much cover it all. We even have a song called "I Want to Be Black."
Oh, really?
It's not on the CD. It'll be on the next CD.
Oh, it's going to be on the next CD.
Yes.
I Want to Be Black.
And I'll tell you the backstory.
Okay,
but go ahead.
Let me hear this story.
Ironically, because since I did coin it a long time ago and wrote it, I always feel the need to at least explain it, especially since we're on TV to the public here. I better explain it. Sorry, Mom. Actually, growing up, and it's funny when you bring up your story as far as what you listen to.
Right.
The white rapper.
Yeah, when I grew up, it was about 3rd or 4th grade, my brother came home with Houdini and the Fat Boys and Curtis Blow and all that real old school rap.
Right.
And for whatever reason, we totally gravitated towards it, and I refused to listen to anything else.
Oh, okay.
So that's all I listened to. I was like, I couldn't stand any, white rock or any of that. So it was funny because as I grew older, and I started opening up to a lot more of that type of music. The whole grunge thing kind of came in, and I was listening to that, Jimi Hendrix, Pearl Jam, of course, kind of the usual suspects, at least within my generation. And so it was just funny growing up, listening to rap all the time. I'd get a lot of my friends accusing me of wanting to be something else than I was, or whatever the case may be. And so finally one day I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make that song where it's, you know what? You're going to accuse me of this, so I'm just going to tell you this is what I want to be. So now I'm admitting it. So now let's talk. So it's silly, and it's a little bit offensive. Actually, it's probably more of a social commentary on the social world.
But that same thing goes to when you think about it. Some kids in school, some black kids get this reputation that they, really work hard and they try to get good grades, and some kids think that you're trying to be white.
Sure.
And it's crazy.
Right.
And it's out there, though. I mean, I'm just saying things that people have talked about. What you did, you saw some music that you liked, and people around you just couldn't understand it.
Right.
And what I'm saying about getting your grades together, people should be wanting to learn to be educated, and there's nothing wrong with it. And it ain't just white people that want to learn to be smart, because Pete's pretty smart.
That song is a big crowd pleaser, let me tell you.
Yeah, which is ironic because every time we play it, I'm always kind of
maybe to catch on like that. Play that funky music, white boy.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Exactly.
There you go. Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
But you guys got a new CD out, right?
We do.
What's the name of that?
For Pete's sake.
For Pete's sake. You know what? Now that you said that, when I was working at FedEx, I was in Lena, Illinois, and this kid had a shirt on that said, "For Pete's sake." Yeah. And I went up to him, I said, "Who is he?" And he says, "What?" I said, "Who is Pete's sake?" I always hear that. And he just got a big laugh out of that. But for Pete's sake, that's the title.
Well, and that's something too. When he and I first started this, and like I said, we've gone through quite a few people to get where we're at right now. Pete had always said the one thing he wanted to do is at least record a full-length CD.
A quality CD.
A quality one that's fully produced with artwork and all the barcode and cellophane, because that's what makes quality CD, kids. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Anyway, so we thought it would be fitting to name it For Pete's sake. He had a hand in a lot of the songwriting he and I did, and some of his own songs that he had from some of his old projects had made the record too. So. And
no, that is not me on the cover.
Oh, okay.
It's not me either. Yeah, we get that a lot. Yeah.
Well, I know Pete. We go way back. You had time in the morning at FedEx. You communicate with each other, and then the work begins. But
sure.
I know Pete's love is music, and I always admired that. I could never play an instrument. I thought at one time I'd be a drummer, but I realized my friend Chuck Petit was much better than me, so I stopped trying to be a drummer. But I admire people that play instruments. They say that if you play an instrument, you're academically, almost head and shoulders above other people. For whatever reason, you learn so much better.
In most cases.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that, Pete?
There's two kinds of players.
Oh, okay.
There's technical players that can play note for note with their sheet music open.
Okay.
I can't do that.
Oh, you're an ear guy?
I play from the heart and from the ear.
Oh, okay.
I never really took any formal lessons. I had an older sister that played guitar in church. And when I was 11, 12 years old, I used to steal her guitar out of her case, which she always knew, and then I got in trouble. And I had her show me a couple chords and just ran from there and never stopped. And it's been over 30 years I've been playing now and writing songs.
Okay. Now this show, we're taping it early, but it's going to air sometime in early January. You guys have a little schedule where you're going to be at, where people can come out and listen to you?
By then we will.
Yeah, we do have a website right now. You can go to www.whiskeytrain.net. It basically takes you to our CD Baby page where you can buy the CD. What I typically recommend to people right now is go to Facebook and just type in Whiskey Train. You'll be able to find us. We actually don't have anything scheduled right now, at least for the beginning of the year as of yet, because we're going to take some time off to actually write some new material.
You know how my schedule's going to be for the next 3 weeks.
It's crazy, FedEx. I mean.
But if you wanted to invite us back in January, we'd put on a little live performance for you.
It always helps when you know the host.
That's right.
Attaboy.
But how did you guys get this name, Whiskey Train? Was that Pete, or was
actually it was another friend of yours, Chuck Myers.
Chuck Myers.
Remember him from FedEx?
I remember Chuck. He was a drummer, wasn't he?
He was one of our original drummers.
Oh, okay.
And we were sitting around the kitchen table with a bottle of whiskey, of course. And he says, "Boy, you're really hitting that bottle pretty hard tonight." I said, "Yeah, I'm on the Whiskey Train." He says, "Oh, that'd be a good name for a band." And that's how it started.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
That's good. That's really good. So, Steve, what instrument do you play?
I don't.
Oh, you're a singer?
So yeah. So hearing your little story, I can definitely relate to it. Yeah. No, I've attempted very poorly at playing the acoustic guitar. I kind of tell people now I play garage band. Like I can get on the computer and make music that way.
A mean tambourine, this guy.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me on the tambourine. So yeah, I don't. I mean, really, for me, usually what I do is I hear melodies in my head, and then obviously I have to collaborate with other people. I don't really speak the language, but you know, I hear things and know where I want to go with the song, write lyrics, and then usually give it to him or whoever I'm working with, and try and figure it all out. Which of course makes it a real pain for guys like that when I can't speak the language. Yeah.
Well, we have about 2 minutes left, and I think at the tail end of that, we're going to show a little clip of you guys in action. Hopefully, we get that footage.
Yeah,
we'll be able to do that. But Pete, I got to ask you. I got to say this to you. When I was getting ready to retire, one of my nicer moments, Pete came up to me and says, "Hey, we got a delay in the freight taking you to breakfast." You remember that?
I do.
And
I remember the waitress too.
Hold on now. Hold on. No, we went out to breakfast. I mean, I really appreciated that. I mean, I've been out to breakfast with other people, but it was nice to get away and talk to somebody that I knew a little bit more in depth.
Out of the building.
Yeah, away from FedEx.
Yeah.
And I never did forget that, and I appreciate it. So everything's going well with you guys right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going real good.
Okay.
Yeah, we've actually had a pretty good 2011.
Yeah.
Played a lot of shows, and there's going to be more to come.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, I don't know how expensive you guys are, but Pete knows I promote Juneteenth every year, and I try to get diversified in my talent. I mean, I have different people coming. It's the oldest African-American holiday, but I'm going to definitely keep you guys in mind. I'm doing some work with the county now. Keep you guys in mind.
Absolutely.
Right.
We're trying to bring people together to have a good time, and if we can get past the name of the other group, Whiskey Train, it might be the sign.
Right.
No, there's nothing wrong with it because whiskey's legal.
Yeah, well,
now, if you guys were a cocaine train, we'd probably have a problem.
Yeah. We'd be on the carpet right now.
I tell you, I'm glad you contacted me, and Pete, thanks for staying on me because I did promise you this, and we'll do it again sometime.
Yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Tommy.
Okay. When we come back, you'll see a little bit of Whiskey Train in action. But when we come back, I have another man working hard in the community, trying to make a difference. Like me. We'll be right back.
All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around.